Brice, you guys have kind of made your calling card defense and just playing tough physical basketball. Well, that's kind of what UCLA does as well. How much are you preparing just for the level of physicality to increase maybe more than anything you've seen yet this season?
Yeah, they're the #1 team in the country when it comes to turning other teams over. But they have a similar defense to us, and I feel like, when we're on defensively, we're a much better team. We can hang our hats on that, and they do that every night, though. So, man, maybe we'll just clash, and it'll be a very strong defensive, night for both teams. But, we run similar defenses. It's all about picking and putting guys into the best position. But, we have to be physical. This is the Big Ten now. Every night is going to be Big Ten. It's not going to be any more other conferences. So we're going to have to be ready.
You mentioned your steal percentage. You guys have had issues with turnovers this season. I guess how much of a priority is one of the lead ball handlers? Is it to really value the possessions?
Yeah, take care of the ball, getting us in and out of our sets, going through our offense with pace. Those are the most important things. Because UCLA is going to pressure us. They're going to get in us full court. I know for sure once we cross half, and that's going to make it tough, to get into some of our sets. But we can't. If we just accept their pressure and don't match their pressure, then we're going to get run out the gym because they hang their hats on defense and pressure. But if we handle their pressure early, like any other team, they'll ratchet it down, and then the game will go how we want it to go. But we just have to be tough. Take their physicality, but also bring some.
How much of an emphasis this past couple days of practice has ball security been? What have you done to prepare for that?
It really hasn't been It hasn't been emphasized any more than it usually is. Other than the fact that we're playing the #1 team defensively, or the #1 turnover team, whatever you want to call it. It's always a point of emphasis. But some games we just loose with it. Some practices we're just loose with it. Some games we just have our moments which have to be limited, have to be kept at a minimum. But we just have to be ready for their pressure, ready for their physicality, and everything else to handle itself.
How have you seen teams guard you differently, not just because of the way you're playing, but also you have other shooters around you that are really bringing in big performances with Connor and Burke recently?
With other guys like Connor, kind of similar to K-State, they just up their physicality. That kind of took K-State out some games. With Connor with Michigan State, it kind of took him out. But with our team, we're so deep. We just had to keep the ball moving. We had to play with each other, play confident, play without thought. Some games, as soon as we get hit in the mouth, it's like we'll stop and we'll go away from what we know. But going forward, every team scouts everybody. It's not like you're playing a non-conference team. We scout heavily, more heavy when it comes to conference play. So, they're gonna know what you like. They're gonna know your tendencies and everything like that. But the emphasis now just has to be, just playing through physicality and being more tough. We're not looking for no calls. It's a Big Ten. You're gonna be physical. You're gonna have to hit. You're gonna have to get up after you get hit and get knocked down. But also, we're just gonna have to play off what the team gives us and play strong, play sure-handed, and try to make the right play every time.
You've been able to lean on Berke at all in preparation, since he knows his team, these systems fairly well?
Yeah, BK knows ins and outs, but Coach Nate, that's his job to break everything down. I know this is our first year with them in the Big Ten, but they do a pretty good job. They watch the film hours and hours and hours out of the day, and put up a lot of film on our huddle. So we're leaning on BK, but we're more so leaning on everybody, coach stuff.
Fred's talked about this being a gritty team. When did you see guys maybe kind of buy into that mindset that this team could build around that? He said gritty over pretty a little bit.
Yeah, definitely gritty over pretty. There's no finesse in this league. I guess when we were in Hawaii, it wasn't an easy tournament. Hawaii was a good team. Oregon State was a good team. Even Murray State was a good team. We got out on them early, and then we built a good lead, a good cushion. And then the second half, if you just look at the second half, okay, maybe it was a closer battle. But we had to fight over there. We had to be physical. You finally saw me get on the glass. You saw BK get on the glass. You saw Braxton get on the glass. Everybody was effective. Everybody kind of took a step over there in Hawaii. And that just has to carry on and keep going up, get more physical.
Quick non-basketball question: is there any special meaning behind your jersey number, or why you picked
Nah, growing up, I was a fan of D-Wade. And then, like, if I had to say anything after that, I'd just be making it up. So I was going to say D-Wade.
You've gotten some accolades along the way, some national stuff recently. I mean, what's that mean to you as I know you're focused on what's ahead, but do you appreciate that as it comes?
I appreciate it. It's just a testament to my team first, because they put me in the position to be successful. I couldn't do any of it without them. And then two, just a testament to my work. But I try not to even look at it honestly. It's just hard for me to celebrate that when I'm not where I want to be at. When the team's not where I want us to be at. It's cool after the season, looking at all the things you've done, if you get where you want to go. But yeah, I just don't even pay attention to that honestly. But it's cool though.
With that in mind, you're obviously taking more shots, scoring more points than you did last year. How are you a different player than you were a year ago? How have you developed in the past season?
I kind of break it down as last year. Yeah, I could have scored 20. Yeah, I could have shot a lot of shots, but it would have been detrimental to the team. Whereas last year I took the liberty of just going for the point guard role. Casey's gonna shoot. Rink needs the ball. CJ needs the ball last year. Other guys need the ball, whereas I'm not fighting. I'm not going to fight anybody. My goal is to win. If I need to be a defender and a rebounder and then pass the ball, then I'm fine with that because it helped us win. And we won last year. So I have no regrets about it. But this year, my role is to score the ball and defend and rebound. Not necessarily be more aggressive all the way around. Not delegate to other guys. Like, nah, they'll get theirs because they get theirs. And because, like, I'm not selfish, I'll always pass it if they're open. But my role this year is way different from last year. And I needed to excel in my role for our team to be successful.
Going into the year, you talked about leadership and how important that was for you to really step up and make this your team, or even you and Juwan's team. I guess how much more comfortable are you in that now that the season's kind of underway and you've had some on-court experiences with these guys, just with your ability to step into that role even more?
I'm growing more comfortable. I know I still have a lot of work to do. Coach is always on me about talking more, being more vocal. But I mean, I'm growing more comfortable. I'm getting more comfortable with the guys. They see how I play, so they trust me. They listen to me. Just as much as they listen to me, I listen to them. So, and it's all about instilling confidence in them, especially like guys like BK and Raleigh and Braxton. Like those guys need more of an encouragement style than they do like a leader who just comes at them and like berates them. So, it's been a learning experience, but I've been growing more comfortable.
What point did you realize you were gonna have a different role and you were gonna have to take on a heavier scoring load? Is that preseason, or when did that shift come for you in your mind?
Just happened naturally. just happened naturally. Yeah.
You said you're not where you want to go or where the team wants to go. Where is that?
NCAA. We want to go to the tournament. We want to win some games this year. Make a run. That's the goal. That's everybody's goal in the locker room. Similar to last year, but it means a little something more this year because it's the last year.
It's been a long time since you guys have lost in this building with the opponent coming in, and then just kind of what these next 5 games and the degree of difficulty coming in there. How much bat value are you putting on defending home court, and is it maybe even more than it would normally be?
I wouldn't say it's any more than it would normally be. I feel like every time anybody comes here, we want to defend home court. But I mean, we're focused. We're ready. We're going to bring our A game. Everybody's ready, and we're just ready to, put the world on notice, put the Big Ten on notice.
Anything else, Brice? Thank you guys. You, Brice?
Thanks, Brice.